2 Samuel chapter 21 verses 1 through 14, a 3-year famine hits the land, which made King David to inquire of the Lord of its cause. The problem, according to the Lord, is due to King Saul, who puts the Gibeonites to death. So King David approaches the Gibeonites and asks them what he can do to bless the heritage of the Lord, by which he means to bless David, the land, and the people of Judah. The Gibeonites exploit the situation and demand the massacre of Saul's descendants. It is under this backdrop of revenge and violence that Rizpah enters our purview. Rizpah is the widow of the dethroned and deceased Saul. Her woes are intensified as her sons, together with 5 of Saul's grandsons, are ritually slaughtered in a shocking episode that is part human sacrifice and part sanctioned execution. Under the pretext of reconciliation and restoration of the fertility of land, David and the Gibeonites exhibit an unsympathetic abuse of power. Yet, the violent nature of the narrative is interrupted by the actions of a mother in mourning. Rizpah does for her sons in death what she could not do for them in life, that is, protect her sons from predators. Here we witness a grieving mother taking up a silent vigil over their corpses left exposed on a hill. She could not stop David from taking her sons, could not stop the Gibeonites from killing them, so she does what she can. The sackcloth that she uses brought attention to the bodies not by signifying a lamentation for the dead, but protesting an injustice. The text says that she stands guard from the beginning of the harvest till the rain poured down from the heavens on the bodies. She did not let the birds of the air touch them by day, or the wild animals by night. She watches the corpses of her sons stiffen, soften, swell, and sink into a stench of decay. Fights with winged, clawed, and toothed scavengers night and day. She is there from the spring harvest until the rains, as many as 6 months, sleeping, eating, protecting, and bearing witness. Rizpah's silent yet powerful vigil over the dead bodies of her sons is evidence of her grief and her powerlessness to protect them from violence. She is subordinate to the coercive and abusive control that the king exerts over the lives and bodies of his subjects. For her, the matter of justice remains elusive as she is unable to confront the king directly and exact the justice that the deaths of her sons demanded. And yet, despite appearances of powerlessness, her truth and the justice that it demands shames the most powerful person of her day, King David, to act on behalf of the dead. Her vigil becomes both a lament and remembrance that draws public attention and recourse. It is only after David retrieves and buries the remains of the slain God sends rain to the land. These words serve as a final commentary on the tragic tale in which God not only remains with us in the midst of our tragic and traumatic moments, but allows us to triumph when we persevere. There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. Because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.